What is up, guys? All the War Turtle here, and today I have a deck profile that is pretty much a complete counter to Mega Mewtwo, but it's also really good pretty much against everything right now. So we're going to jump right in with the Pokemon. First off, we start with 2 copies of Yveltal EX. It's just really good in general in dark decks. Yveltal is too good of attack, and Y-Cyclone can get a DCE, or even just a regular Darkness Energy on some Pokemon that you need when Yveltal is about to get knocked out. Next, we have 2 copies of Fright Night Yveltal. The ability is really good for Mega Evolution Pokemon, and Pitchback Spear is really good for sniping those Shamans. Next up, we run 2 copies of Zora, just to evolve from Zoroark, which we run 2 of. And Zoroark's really good. Its standing ability is the same as Kelio's Russian. Once during your turn before you attack, this Pokemon's on your bench, you may switch this when you're active Pokemon. Slap a Flowstone on that, and you can pretty much just retreat into anything. And the attack Mind Jack is super good, especially against Mega Rayquaza or anything that really takes up bench space. It's doing so much damage. Insane. And we do run 1 copy of Zoroark Break, just because we run Dark Energy in this deck, and it's just too good to just not run. Alright, now for the main Mega Mewtwo counter, I run 2 copies of Mew, because Mewtwo's weak to Psychic, and the ability Memories of Dawn allows it to use any Pokemon on the bench. So you can even use this Pokemon, which we also run Umbreon EX, and you could be doing 140 damage with Endgame and be taking out a Mega Mewtwo a few attacks before for 4 prize cards, which is just too good right now. And we also run Umbreon EX for its Dark Energy in this deck for the attack Endgame. Alright, for the finisher for Pokemon, we run 2 copies of Shaman EX just to get that setup and draw power. Really good, used in every single deck. Does not need an intro. Alright, I'm going to go straight into the items. We run 4 copies of VS Seeker, standard for every single deck. Get a supporter from your discard pile, put it into your hand. And for this deck specifically, I definitely want to run 4 Max Elixir just to speed up the energy a lot. Just warning, this is only for basic Pokemon, so it's not used for Zoroark, but it's really good to put on practically anything in this deck. Alright, then we also run copies of Ultra Ball. Use pretty much in every single deck. Discard cards from your hand to pretty much use Battle Compressor, except discard the hands from your hand and actually just get a Pokemon. And then we run 3 Fighting Fury Bells, just get the extra HP and 10 damage on Yveltal EX or Baby Yveltal, anything that's needed. Now, this may seem a little weird, but I only run 3 copies of Trainer's Mail just because I want to put in the 4th one, but I cannot find space since we run an extra supporter that is used really well. So yeah, Trainer's Mail is just to speed up those, get the cards that you need. Run 2 copies of Floatstone for Zoroark and sometimes Shaman if you need to. And then for the last item, we run 1 copy of Super Rod because sometimes Pokemon gets killed and your energy gets discarded. This gets them back into your deck. Right, now we're going to go off to the supporters. I'll run the standard 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, best supporter we have in the game as of right now. Just hand draw 7 cards, can't beat that. Then I run only 2 copies of N just because you really don't need to use it that much in this deck. I feel like running 2 is just perfectly fine because there's always VS Seeker. You can run 3 if you want. You can take out this extra the supporter that I'll tell you about in a little bit. Then I told you, you got to run 2 copies of Lysander. It's just too good right now. 2 copies is pretty much all you need. Because you used to only run 1, but like I said in the last video, you got to run 2 nowadays. Alright, then we run 1 copy of Ninja Boy. It's becoming a staple in every single deck because sometimes you start with a Shaman, and this gets you out to the Pokemon you want, or you just don't want that Shaman getting sniped on the bench. This is a card to go for. And then for that last supporter that I was talking about that you can replace with a 3rd N if you really need to, is Delinquent. This card is really good, especially if your opponent only has 3 cards in hand, and if there's a really screwy stadium completely screwing you up. Like, with Mega Mewtwo, if you discard their stadium, then it kind of messes them up if they want to use damage change or anything like that. And then and then we're going to go into stadiums. I run 1 copy of Faded Town just for those Mega Evolution Pokemon, mostly Mega Mewtwo, so you can get some extreme combos. And then 2 copies of Reverse Valley. You could take out 1 Reverse Valley and put it into another Faded Town, but I decided not to because you're not really guaranteed to play a Mega Evolution deck every single time. You want to use the Reverse Valley that says we get 10 extra damage with Darkness Pokemon, because that 10 extra damage could be a big thing. Alright, now we're going to finish off with the energy. Pretty standard stuff. 4 copies of DCE, so you can power up the Zoroark, and it's just really good special energy. Wish you could run more than just stupid 4. Then we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 darkness energy, so we can attach to those Pokemon. Oh, shoot. Attach those Pokemon and use those Max Elixirs. So that is my Zoroark Yveltal deck. Thanks for watching, and subscribe and like. And also subscribe to Lion's Mane and Amazing Mudkip TCG. And also in these next coming days, I'm opening up Elite Trainer Box tomorrow off Steam Siege. And sometimes this weekend or maybe even next week, I'm going to do a Pin Blister pack battle with Amazing Mudkip TCG and Lion's Mane, so look out for that. And see you later, guys. Sorry I dropped the camera at the end, that kind of sucks.